Well, good morning. I'm out birding again. This time I'm at another RSPB reserve. I'm at RSPB Langford Lowfields near Newark in Nottinghamshire. A large wetland reserve, plenty going on. Very good at this time of year for hobby. I was up here a couple of weeks ago and there was plenty of hobby about. The weather wasn't great that day, it's better conditions today. So I'm hoping to get some images and maybe some video of the Hobbies hunting the dragonflies, because that's awesome to watch. There is also, or there has been, a glossy ibis here for quite a while, and it was still here a couple of weeks ago. I haven't seen it yet, but I'll be on the lookout for that. But hot off the press, I've just sat for a few minutes on a bench on the side of this trail that you have to walk along to get into the reserve. I was sat actually trying to capture a bit of video of a chiff-chaff, failed. And the fella's just come down who's been up already this morning, and he's got a photograph, an actual photograph of an actual osprey. Now, that is an out-and-out lifer. So, yeah, I'm going up here with a bit of a spring in my step. I can hear a bit and booming just here. Yeah, bittern booming. I quite often see bittern in flight here. I've never seen one on the ground for years, but I do often catch them in flight. I will try and capture some video this time if I can. But target species today then has to be osprey. I didn't even know there was one here. I just came up on a wind this morning, and just bumped into that fella. And when he said, I was like, oh yeah, but he said, oh, I think, and then he showed me a picture. It's definitely an osprey. So yeah. That's the renewed target species for the day. I'll hopefully come back to you in a bit with some osprey photos. Fingers crossed. So I'm on this 360 viewing area, which gives you, flip the camera around, a fantastic view, as you would guess from a 360 viewpoint, all around the reserve. Now this is a good place to watch hobby. However, it's very windy this morning, and they don't like the wind. So I haven't seen any hobby at all today yet, and nor have I seen that osprey, but I am watching. There are loads of swifts around and I'm trying to capture some video of some swifts, only because my brother, who has just done a fantastic logo and some bits for my new YouTube channel, shameless plug. If you're watching this, you probably know that exists already. I'm not plugging anything really, am I? Anyway, my brother designed the logo and everything that you can see on my YouTube channel. A couple of weeks ago, he asked me if I had any footage of swifts. I think it was for a project he was doing for work, and he wanted some swift footage to put into a little video he was making, and I haven't got any footage of swifts. I think swift footage is way beyond my skill set at the minute, but I will have a go and see if I can get anything for him. I doubt it very much, because the clues in the name, they are fairly quick. So yeah, I'm just having a quick look around here. I'm not going to spend too long here today. When I came up a couple of weeks ago, I kind of got embedded here, largely because as I was about to walk off, a bittern flew in and landed just on the edge of the reeds over there. And I was determined to try and get a photograph of it, so I hung around for way longer than I should have done, and consequently missed out on the rest of the reserve. So I'm going to carry on walking in a second and see what I can find further around. There's a lovely little damselfly just landed by my feet. That's a good start of the day. He's probably happy that there's no hobbies around at the minute. Right, I'll catch you shortly. So I'm currently down on the boardwalk, or the floating bridge, which runs right across the middle of the reserve. I don't think I've actually been on here before. It was under repair until fairly recently. I'm trying to get a photograph of a reed bunting. There's a male and female are hopping around this sort of area behind me here. Partly down to the fact that they're so fast and flighty anyway, but also the wind is really strong this morning. And no sooner do they get perched, but they're just getting wafted around on top of the reeds, and I've got no chance of getting a photograph. So I'm going to keep trying for a few more minutes. There's a beautiful heron sitting just behind me over here. He's looking lovely in the sunlight. So hopefully I've got some decent photos of him. Other than that, not a great deal happening. I tried desperately to see a garden warbler, which was singing very, very loudly from just inside a bush. And I set up, waited and waited and waited, but it wasn't going to show itself. So that's a one for another time. But other than that, and there's a reed bunting just gone into that little willow there. So I'm going to have another go. Fingers crossed. So I was just watching a song thrush perform in that tall tree behind me, hopefully got some video, and I looked down, and on the path just here there was a hare about 10 foot in front of me. It just kind of wandered across the path and it's gone down the bank, and then I looked further along and there was another one. So I've quickly set the camera up. They've gone down. There's a little bit of sort of bare grass down here, and they were both there. I couldn't get the camera on them quick enough, and they sort of hopped around a bit. In fact, he's just come back now. Gotta go. So I'm back at the 360 again. Weather's starting to turn, so I'm going to head for home as an egret comes in. Nope, not getting that. not getting that. Hang on. Oh, might have got something there. There was a little egret just flew across. I've tried to get video of a little egret in flight about 10 times a day and failed every time. I think I might have got something usable there. We'll see. But yeah, it's been a pretty decent day so far. But the weather is starting to turn, as I think I've said. So I'm going to start heading back to the car. See what I can, if anything, I can pick up on the way back. No sign of the Osprey. I've been looking and looking and looking. I've got excited a couple of times over a red kite and a buzzard, but no, sadly not today. Not today. So I'm going to have another 5 minutes here, and then I'm going to head back down the track and see what comes down there. I'm just watching a swan preening down here. Right, slight change of plan. So I was down on the 360, like I said, packing up or planning on heading back for the car, and then a couple turned up and I got talking to them. Just get a grip on that. And they mentioned about this path that I'm on now. I think it's actually the Trent flood bank off the River Trent, which is just over to my right now. Now I've seen all the wetland way off into the distance over there, but when you walk through the reserve there's a gate which is locked and says no access. So I just assumed it was a part of the reserve that was closed off for whatever reason and never thought anything of it. But this couple have just told me that if you come up onto the embankment, which you just get up through a stile off the reserve and follow it round, you actually get right round to the other end of this wetland. So eventually it brings you back to the car park. So the weather's looking a bit patchy, so I've taken the gamble, because it's going to be a little bit longer getting back to the car, not too much, but I've taken the gamble on coming back this way around, and if I get a drenching, well, I get a drenching. But there is a marsh area down here. I've seen it already, but it's way off in the distance, so there is a chance I'll get a better view of that. And there's also reports of a wimbrel down here, which I think is possibly a lifer. I don't know, I may have seen one many years ago, and also peregrine. So I think it's worth the dicing with the weather to see if any of those come to fruition. No, with my luck, probably not. We'll see. Right, onwards in a bit. So this trail around the far end of what was the old quarry workings, which is now the RSPB reserve, takes you up quite a way. You've fenced off quite away from the actual wetland itself, from the old, from the what would be the wader scrapes, if you like. You're very far out, and then it brings you round into this kind of like more sort of woodland trail. I can't see the water. The water's behind me, but I've got all this bramble hedge all the way down that's blocking the view. So I'm kind of in sort of a tunnel here. I guess if I had more time and hung around, it's probably quite good for woodland birds, because I guess they're fairly used to people walking past here, so they should be fairly comfortable. Although having said that, I've only seen 2 people going the other way, so no, but it's worth knowing about, and I'll certainly check it out again. It just adds a little bit more when I've done over on the reserve. If I know I can come this way and get back to the car, it probably makes a bit of sense, really. Yeah. Interesting. Anyway, nothing to report other than I'm on a path.
Right, well, I'm almost back at the car. So time to wrap this one up. It's been a decent day actually. That walk back is quite lengthy. If I had more time, I probably would have got more out of it, because it's a very sort of hedgerowy, woodlandy type path, and there are lots of small birds kicking around in there. I think I may have got some video, chiff chaff and a willow warbler possibly, and a few other bits and bobs. But yeah, it was worth the walk. The last part of it's a bit rough because it comes off around the quarry on a tarmac path, and it's just sort of yeah, it's not pretty, but yeah, I would say it's worth doing again. But right now I can see the car park up ahead of me down this lane here, so I shall wrap this up, and hopefully you've enjoyed what I've managed to capture. I'm trying to improve as I go, as I keep saying. I'm playing with a new camera, so I'm trying to get the video settings right, and etc, etc. But hopefully I'm getting there slowly. Any comments, any advice, any tips, please drop a message in the comments below. It's always very appreciated. And hopefully I'll catch you again very, very soon. Thanks so much, guys. You take care now. Bye bye.